Welcome back. The Atlanta Braves are still on the road in Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. It is game 4, and our favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. Not the best day. Let's talk about it. A 1-3 day. Logan, you had 2 1.5 unit plays. Astros cashed. Braves did not. You walked away with a little bit of profit. I just delivered straight cake. Let's talk about it. Dodgers. What about a piss poor team? They were sent home. They just did not show up yesterday. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman did absolutely nothing all series. Shout out to the Diamondbacks. They're advancing to the NLCS. Good for them. And they're waiting the winner of this series. And then Jordan over half walks. If you took it in terms of CLV, it went from plus 100 all the way to like minus 140. He had a walk, and he swung at a pitch in the dirt, which would have been the fourth ball that would have cashed it. But either way, a 1-3 day. We are now only up plus 0.92 units in the playoffs, despite not really having a great past couple days. But we're still going to dial it in. Only one pick in this game. We'll obviously have more picks as the postseason rolls on. But let's dive into our favorite picks. It is Thursday night football is on, so Broncos versus Chiefs is already live on the channel. If you want to go check that video out, we had a player prop and a game pick in that video. Was posted early yesterday. Go check that one out. I'll link it at the end of the video. And speaking of NFL, there's also a great offer on DraftKings. You get $200 in bonus bets plus a no sweat same game parlay on every day of the NFL season. So check it out. You can claim it. Sign up. Top link in description. Make a $5 money line bet and you get $200 in site credits, win or lose. Check that out. Details down below. But I'm going to dive into this pick, and then we're going to talk about the game, who we think wins, and then Logan has a long shot parlay to wrap up the video. And this is the pick I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Austin Riley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, which is currently minus 110 on DraftKings. It's minus 110 on BetMGM as well. For the FanDuel people that are like, I can't find this hits, runs, RBIs, yeah, that's a market that FanDuel unfortunately does not offer. My pivot would be Austin Riley to record a hit, because he's probably going to have to do that to cash the HRR prop. And I also don't mind, a Braves alternate team total over 3.5 runs. But we'll talk about who we think wins this game after I give out my analysis for Austin Riley, my favorite pick for this game. And we look at Austin Riley, honestly, if you're thinking about a Braves offense, if you're looking for guys in the lineup from 5 through 9, those guys aren't doing really much of anything in this series. It's been the production at the top of the lineup, and it's really been Austin Riley. It's been the guy that's been consistent for him. He's batting .308 in this series. He's had 1, 4, and 2 HRRs. And he's batting .333 versus Ranger Suarez, who we will see today. He has 6 hits against him. I think 6 for 18, 3 extra base hits, one of those being a home run. So he's had great splits versus Ranger Suarez. This guy's been, pretty consistent for the Braves so far this postseason. We obviously know about his crazy home run in Game 2, which had the Braves storm back and win that game. And then yesterday, if you had his HRR prop, he clutched up, I believe, in the top of the 9th to get his second hit. And honestly, I think he's going to have some guys on base today, and I think he'll have those RBI chances, which he really hasn't had it all postseason long in this series. But I really like the righty-lefty matchup you're going to get against Ranger Suarez. And you look at Suarez, he's struggled at home and versus right-handed bats. Now, Suarez already started this so far in a game this series. I think it was Game 1. But you look at him, 5.45 ERA and a 1.41 whip at home. That's not all too great. And he's allowing a 278 batting average to right-handed batters this year. I think about 218 to lefties. So he is struggling against righties, and he struggled at home. And he honestly, his ERA or his whip's about the same home and road. He's just been able to get out of those jams on the road. He hasn't been able to do it at home for whatever reason. And while I don't think he's going, 5 or 6 innings pitch, that's not going to happen today. If he goes 5 or 6 innings pitch, that means the Braves are getting absolutely cooked. But this is a guy that's probably we're going to see Riley at least get 2 plate appearances against the Ranger Suarez, and that's what we want to see, because Suarez is a guy that throws, 4 or 5 main pitches, 23% four seam, 22% sinker, 20% changeup, and 20% curveball. The 5th pitch, he doesn't throw as much as those other ones. It's a 13% cutter, but he throws it a little bit. And you look at Riley's batting average, first those pitches, 253, third 331, 327, 366, and 333. He's been crushing all those pitches, except for the 4-seam fastball, which we've talked about before, but I still think that righty on lefty matchup will be great for him. The only pitch that Riley really struggles against is a slider, but Ranger does not throw a slider at all. Maybe that comes into play against other guys that come up for the Phillies, but I still do think at the end of the day, we're going to see Riley make some hard contact. We know this is a very hitter-friendly ballpark in Citizens Bank Park. Wouldn't be surprised if Riley sends one deep in this one. We've seen him do it time and time again this season, but I really do think with Acuna, with Ozzie Albies ahead of him, we should see plenty of guys hopefully getting on base, maybe stealing to get into scoring position, and then it only takes one Riley hit, or maybe even he could get a sac fly or something like that to get one of these 2 down. But I really do like Austin Riley in his matchup in this Game 4. He's showed up in the biggest moments already this season for the Braves. I think he's going to show up again in this game 4 when they absolutely need a win in the worst way or they're going home. So Austin Riley, I'm going to roll with him over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, I will talk about this game, then I'll let Logan talk about it and then go give his long shot. Personally, I don't see a ton of value betting this game. Now, if you look at the money line, the fact the Braves are minus 160 should be pretty telling. Like, they do not expect the Braves to lose this game. And you know everyone's going to be on the Phillies, and I don't blame you if you want to put money on the Phillies at plus 130 or so. But I just don't think they're handing out free money at plus 130 on a Phillies who are going to be a big public dog that everyone's going to be on. I just don't see that happening, but I also wouldn't want to lay minus 160 money line for Braves. So I don't see a ton of value on that. I mean, you could take Phillies for value. I just don't think it's hitting, but if it does hit, great. I'm not going to complain, but I just don't see a ton of value. I lean the Braves to win this one. If you are going to think the Braves are going to win, I'd probably just bet them to win the series, which is like plus 200. You're probably getting better odds than playing juice on them, and then it's probably going to be a pick 'em for Game 5 in Atlanta. So, look, Logan, I'll let you touch on this one. I think the best pick, in my opinion, is Austin Riley's hits, runs, RBIs. If I were running with for one unit, hopefully go 1-0. But, Logan, who do you think wins this game? Plus, I'll let you give your long shot parlay.
Yeah, the odds on this game are kind of tricky. Like you said, we have nowhere to go. If I have nowhere to go personally, trust me, I wanted to make a game pick in this one. Austin and I got into some controversy about my Philly homerism, and I was like, all right, I will abstain from picking Phillies games, especially on sides, because yesterday I had my heart and head conflicting in that one. I still thought the Braves had a lot of value. In this game, I think the Phillies are the one with the value. Yes. When you're betting playoff baseball, I don't like laying a tremendous juice on the favorite. If anything, we know how playoff baseball works. These teams that are plus value win a ton of the time. And I think, with Citizens Bank Park just being probably the best, playoff atmosphere in all of baseball, I think the Phillies could definitely rally behind that crowd today. If Spencer Strider struggles even a little bit, oh man, watch out. Like the Phillies could jump on him early and often. It really does depend a lot on Ranger Suarez, how he pitches in this one. I think he's going to struggle a little bit just simply because the Braves already saw him recently and he's not been that great at home actually this year. It's been the weirdest thing. He's been a lot better on the road. So Ranger Suarez might be, struggling a little bit, but I simply can't pick against the Phillies again because sitting watching, me be so wrong yesterday was really tough. It was like, wow, I bet against my team and came up terribly wrong. So I think my lean would be the Phillies in this one. I will not be betting it. I will be watching as a fan and praying that they do take care of the Braves. But it's time for my long shot parlay, and I'll take and this one is just a sprinkle. It's kind of like if you've watched our NFL video where we've taken the $10 to pay out over $1,000. That's kind of what I'm doing in this one. No, it's not tracked for a unit. You can play whatever you want on it. Personally, $10 little sprinkle for me is fine enough. We're going to do this one on FanDuel, and it comes out to be plus 13,738 odds. Let's start with the first leg. Marcell Ozuna to record an RBI. Marcell Ozuna, if you've been watching this series, if you've been watching the Braves as a whole, he always comes up with runners in scoring position. The question is, can Marcell Ozuna get a timely hit to record an RBI? It could be via home run. Doesn't really matter how it comes. Marcell Ozuna has way too many RBI chances for me to pass up this one. It's getting the value on this leg, and I really do think it stands a decent chance of cashing. Ranger Suarez could easily hang a pitch and he'd take it deep. Now, second leg, JT Realmuto, record 2+ bases. Look, JT's one of those playoff guys that I do trust, and we know what he did against the Braves in the postseason last year. He had the inside the park home run. I mean, come on. JT Realmuto is an extra base. He hits for power, and normally when he hits for power, he can send one, either deep or deep for an extra base hit. So I do like JT. I think he stands a good chance. Now, third leg, a guy very familiar to us, Trey Turner, to record a single. Trey Turner is one of those guys that yesterday, of course, he had a home run, but he's also one of the guys to spray a single right through the infield. He's a hit waiting to happen. I got to back Trey in some form or fashion. Fourth leg, Ronald Acuna Jr. to record a run. Look, Ronald's always on base. He could be a leadoff walk for all I care. And we know with the Braves back against the wall, Ronald Acuna will try to be stealing and putting himself in the scoring position. All he has to do is cross the plate to record a run. I think he stands a good chance at that. Fifth leg, Matt Olson to record an RBI. Look, Matt Olson, just like Marcell Ozuna, he comes up with guys on base all the time. They could be in scoring position to get a base hit, knock them home. That's all we're asking for. 6 leg, under 10.5 total runs. Look, yesterday was just way too high scoring. That was a playoff game anomaly. The Phillies hit 1,000,000 home runs. Normally, when you see a team do that, their bats go, cold next game or colder next game. I'm not saying this game's going to be a pillow fight, but I am saying that 11 runs is just way too ambitious for these two teams. So that gets us to $10 to pay out $1,300, $1,383.83. It looks like 83 is our magic number today, and I think we're cashing this one.
Yeah, I mean, I love the long shot. It's just $10. If maybe that's your unit size, put $1 on it or something like that. We're just having some fun. We're gonna do more of those long shots come, as we start to dial in, in terms of how many games we have left on the slate, because we're gonna have a lot of one-game slates. So it's gonna be very similar videos to this. But let's hopefully Austin Riley goes out there and gets us two HRRs. Maybe Ozuna or Olsen, if they want to get the RBI to drive him in, we'll allow. We can kill two birds with one stone. Those are our favorite picks of the day. Let us know who you're riding with in Game 4. If we have a Game 5, we'll be back for that video, or you will see us next for when we get to the NLCS and we see all those in the ALCS. It's going to be a great rest of the postseason. Let's hopefully dial it in. I know it's been a couple bad days, but we're going to dial in. We've had a great start to the postseason. Little cold rut. Let's go 1-0 today and dominate. If you want to go check out our favorite picks for Broncos versus Chiefs, boom, the video's on the screen. Go show it some love. Austin Logan signing out. We'll see you guys back again with some more picks next time. We'll see you then. Peace.